Welcome back to the channel, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Today, we're diving deep into the pockets of American history to uncover the top 10 most expensive rare USA Washington $quarter coins, some worth not hundreds or thousands, but millions of dollars. You won't believe how much some of these everyday-looking coins are actually worth. So grab your magnifying glass, check your coin jar, and make sure to watch till the end, because that quarter in your hand might just be worth a fortune. In today's exciting and highly valuable video, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of the 1965 no-mint mark Washington $quarter coin, a coin that may look ordinary at first glance, but could actually be worth a small fortune, ranging from $77,999 to as high as $99,000 depending on condition, rarity, and specific era features. So make sure you watch this video till the end, because you might just discover you have one of these rare coins in your collection without even knowing it. Let's start with a little bit of history behind the Washington quarter itself. The Washington quarter was first minted in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Designed by John Flanagan, the obverse of the coin features the left-facing bust of President George Washington, while the reverse typically displayed the heraldic eagle until the design changed in 1999 with the state quarters program. But the 1965 quarter was a particularly special year in U.S. coinage history. Why? Because 1965 was the first year the United States Mint stopped using silver in the production of quarters. Prior to 1965, quarters were composed of 90% silver and 10% copper, giving them intrinsic metal value. However, due to rising silver prices and a coin shortage during the early 1960s, the U.S. Mint made a major shift. Beginning in 1965, quarters were produced using a clad composition. That's a copper core sandwiched between two outer layers of copper nickel. This new clad composition eliminated silver and made coins cheaper to produce and harder to hoard for intrinsic value. Now, while millions of 1965 quarters were produced, the rare gems we're talking about today are extremely valuable due to errors, transitional features, and specific high-grade conditions. Although the coin does not bear a mint mark, as all quarters minted from 1965 to 1967 were intentionally left without mint marks to prevent hoarding, it's the rare production mistakes and unusual traits that push its value sky-high. One of the most famous and valuable varieties of the 1965 Washington quarter is the 1965 Silver Era quarter. Despite the official transition to clad coinage in 1965, a small number of quarters were accidentally struck on 90% silver planchets intended for 1964 coins. These Silver Era quarters are extremely rare and sought after by collectors. They can often be identified by their weight. A silver quarter weighs 6.25 grams, while the standard clad quarter weighs 5.67 grams. If you happen to come across a 1965 quarter that looks silver in color and feels heavier than usual, don't spend it. It might just be a Silver Era worth thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars. Another thing to look for is the edge of the coin. A clad quarter will show a clear copper-colored stripe along the edge, while a silver quarter will have a solid silver-colored edge with no visible copper. This is one of the quickest and easiest ways to spot a potential silver planchet error. But that's not the only valuable error to look for in the 1965 no-mint mark quarter. There are also examples of this coin with double die errors, off-center strikes, broad strikes, and even wrong planchet errors. A double die obverse means that during the minting process, the die used to stamp the coin's image was misaligned or struck twice, creating a noticeable doubling effect, especially on the lettering and date. These errors are visually dramatic and highly collectible. Off-center strikes and broad strikes occur when the coin is not properly seated during the striking process, leading to a misshapen or incomplete image. Coins with greater than 50% off-center strikes and complete date visibility can command a significant premium. There are also known examples of the 1965 quarter struck on dime planchets, nickel planchets, and even foreign coin blanks. These wrong planchet errors are exceedingly rare and often sell for thousands of dollars at major auctions. So how much are these error coins really worth? That's where things get interesting. while a regular circulated 1965 quarter might only be worth face value or slightly more. High-grade, uncirculated examples and era coins can be worth a fortune. An example of a 1965 silver era quarter graded MS67 by PCGS sold for $12,500 at auction. But coins with multiple unique traits, such as a silver planchet era combined with pristine mint state condition, can go for astronomical prices. Recently, some of the finest known examples of the 1965 no-mint mark quarter with extremely rare traits have sold for as much as $77,999 to $99,000. These values are not hypothetical. They are based on actual recorded sales from top-tier auction houses such as Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers. So what does this mean for you? It means that now is the perfect time to start looking through your coin jars, pocket change, and old collections handed down from parents or grandparents. Pay close attention to every 1965 quarter you come across. Use a precise scale to check the weight. Examine the edge for the absence of the copper strip. Look closely for doubling in the date or lettering. If something seems off or unusual, you might just be holding on to a piece of history worth tens of thousands of dollars. And remember, condition matters. Coins graded in high mint state condition, especially those certified by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC, command the highest values. If you believe you have a valuable 1965 quarter, it's worth getting it authenticated and graded to maximize its potential value. To recap, here are the top things to look for in a 1965 no-mint mark Washington quarter that could make it worth up to $99,000. Struck on a silver planchet instead of the standard clad .no copper edge strip visible. Indicates possible silver content. Heavier than 5.67 grams. Possible silver planchet. Double die verse or reverse errors, especially visible on iron godwe. Trust, liberty, or the date. Off center strikes, broad strikes, or wrong planchet usage. High grade mint state condition, preferably certified by PCGS or NGC. With all this in mind, the 1965 no-mint mark quarter is a perfect example of how a seemingly ordinary coin can become an extraordinary treasure. Whether it's due to a rare error, a transitional composition, or simply being preserved in exceptional condition, this coin proves that value is often hidden in plain sight. Thank you for watching this deep dive into the 1965 no-mint mark Washington quarter dollar coin. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about valuable coins hiding in your pocket change, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an update on rare coins that could be worth thousands, or even millions. Until next time, keep searching, keep collecting, and who knows, you might just find that one special coin that changes everything. Happy hunting! Hello coin lovers and welcome back to the channel where today, we're diving into an incredible piece of American coinage history, the 1974 no-mint mark Washington quarter dollar coin, a seemingly ordinary coin that could be hiding in your pocket change right now, and might just be worth up to $70,298 today. That's right, over $70,000 for a single quarter. So grab your magnifying glasses and let's uncover the fascinating history, value, and collector secrets behind this rare and valuable quarter coin. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any videos on rare coins worth thousands, or even millions, of dollars. Let's get started. First, let's take a look at the origin and design of the Washington quarter. The Washington quarter was first issued in 1932 to commemorate the 200th birthday of America's first president, George Washington. It replaced the standing Liberty quarter, and has remained a fixture in U.S. coinage ever since. The obverse, or front, of the coin features a left-facing bust of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan, with the word, Liberty, inscribed above the phrase, "In God We Trust," to the left, and the date, in this case, 1974, at the bottom. The reverse side displays the iconic American eagle perched on a bundle of arrows with olive branches beneath, symbolizing both strength and peace. The words, "United States of America," and "E pluribus unum," are engraved above the eagle, and the denomination, quarter dollar, is below. Now, let's talk about the 1974 no-mint mark Washington quarter in particular. In 1974, the U.S. Mint produced quarters at 3 primary locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Coins struck at the Philadelphia Mint do not carry a mint mark, while coins from Denver carry a D, and those from San Francisco usually bear an S. So when we say, no mint mark, we're referring to a quarter minted in Philadelphia. But here's where it gets exciting: not all 1974 Philadelphia quarters are created equal. While millions of these quarters were minted and used in circulation, a small number of them have become extremely valuable due to several unique factors. The most valuable of these 1974 no-mint mark quarters have sold for tens of thousands of dollars at auction, with the current top market value reaching $70,298 for a pristine, rare specimen. So, what makes this specific 1974 no-mint mark quarter so valuable? Let's break it down. First, we look at the coin's condition, often referred to by collectors as its grade. Coin grading is performed by professional services such as PCGS or NGC and ranges from poor, P1, all the way up to mint state 70, MS70. The closer the coin is to perfect uncirculated condition, the higher its value. The $70,298 valuation was achieved by a mint state coin, likely graded MS67 or higher, with flawless surfaces, strong strike quality, and full original luster. These top-grade coins are incredibly rare because most quarters from 1974 entered circulation and suffered wear and tear. But condition alone isn't everything. Another key factor is errors and varieties. Some 1974 quarters were struck with die errors, which occur during the minting process and create rare features that collectors are willing to pay big money for. Here are some examples of valuable 1974 no-mint mark quarter errors to look out for. Double die obverse, DDO, look for doubling on the date. 1974. The word Liberty, or In God We Trust. These doubling effects make a coin instantly more collectible and valuable. Off-center strike. If the coin is misaligned and part of the design is missing, it could be worth significantly more. Clipped planchet. When part of the coin is missing due to a mistake during the blanking process, collectors find these fascinating and rare. Broad strike or weak strike. If the coin looks stretched or lacks sharp detail due to missing color during minting, it could be a rare variety. Wrong planchet error. Sometimes, a quarter design is mistakenly struck on a dime planchet or another denomination, resulting in a coin of different size and weight. These are incredibly rare and highly valuable. In addition to mint errors and high grade, historical and numismatic appeal also adds value. The 1974 no-mint mark quarter is part of the pre-bicentennial era, just before the U.S. began producing the special 1776 to 1976 quarters. That makes the 1974 version the last, regular, design before the major design shift, an important factor for series collectors. Now, let's talk about how to identify if your 1974 no-mint mark quarter is valuable. Step 1. Check the mint mark. If there's no D or S under the bust of Washington on the obverse, you have a Philadelphia quarter, the variety we're talking about. Step 2. Examine the coin closely. Use a magnifying glass or loupe to inspect for doubling on the date, lettering, or any unusual features. Even the smallest detail can make a huge difference. Step 3. Check the coin's condition. If it appears shiny, uncirculated, and without scratches or dings, it may be in mint state. Step 4. Weigh the coin. A standard 1974 quarter should weigh about 5.67 grams. Any significant difference could indicate a wrong planchet error. Step 5. Get it graded. If you believe your quarter has a rare error or is in high-grade condition, consider sending it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. A certified grade is often required to sell for big money at auction. And now the big question: how much can your 1974 no-mint mark Washington quarter be worth? Here's a quick value breakdown. Circulated condition: common 25 cents to $1, uncirculated, MS60 to MS64, $10 to $75, high mint state. MS-65 to MS-66 $100 to $800 top grade, MS-67 and above $1,000 to over $10,000 with rare error plus high grade, up to $70,298, as seen in recent auctions. That's right, that little quarter sitting in your junk drawer or pocket could actually be a valuable treasure waiting to be discovered. To wrap things up, the 1974 no mint mark Washington $quarter might look ordinary, but it's a coin filled with potential. Whether you're a passionate collector or just someone curious about coins, it's worth checking your change. With the right condition or a rare minting error, your quarter could turn into a jackpot worth tens of thousands of dollars. So next time you're handed change at the store, take a second look. You never know when history and fortune might land in your hands. Thanks for watching. If you found this video informative, give it a thumbs up, share it with fellow coin enthusiasts, and comment below if you've ever come across a rare or valuable coin. Subscribe to the channel for more videos on rare and expensive US coins, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an opportunity to learn how your coins might be worth a fortune. Until next time, happy coin hunting! Welcome back, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Today's video is going to take you deep into the history and hidden value of a very surprising coin, the 1978 no mint mark Washington $quarter coin. At first glance, this coin may look ordinary, just like any other change you might get back at the grocery store. But what if I told you that this exact coin, yes, a 1978 quarter, could be worth as much as $89,378? That's right. One single $quarter coin, the same type you might have sitting in a jar or lying forgotten in your drawer, could be a life-changing discovery. So stick around as we reveal the full story behind this incredible coin, why it's so rare, and how you can spot one in your own collection. Let's start with a bit of history. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington, the first President of the United States. The coin features a profile of Washington on the obverse, or front, side of the coin. The reverse initially featured an eagle with outstretched wings. This design continued for decades and became a familiar symbol in American currency. By 1978, the quarter still maintained this classic design, and millions were minted for everyday circulation. In 1978, the United States Mint produced quarters in 3 major locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The coins from Denver have a D mint mark. The coins from San Francisco have an S mint mark, and the coins from Philadelphia traditionally had no mint mark. So when you see a 1978 quarter with no mint mark just below Washington's neck on the obverse, that means it was minted in Philadelphia. While that might not seem special at first, here's where things get interesting. Most 1978 quarters were circulated heavily, meaning they've lost much of their luster and detail. But in extremely rare cases, a 1978 no mint mark quarter will surface in nearly perfect condition, in other words, a high-grade specimen, often with a designation of MS-67 or even higher. MS stands for mint state, and it indicates a coin that has never been circulated and shows no wear. Combine a perfect condition with some unique mint errors or die varieties, such as doubled dies, off-center strikes, or extremely sharp details, and you've got a coin that collectors are willing to pay tens of thousands of dollars for. Now let's talk about why this particular 1978 no mint mark Washington quarter is valued at an astonishing $89,378. This specific coin is what's known in the collector world as a top pop coin. That means it's among the highest graded examples ever discovered. According to grading companies like PCGS or NGC, only a handful of 1978 no mint mark quarters have ever received grades of MS-67 plus or MS-68, and the finest example sold in a private auction reached a staggering price of $89,378. The condition of the coin is everything. A worn 1978 quarter from pocket change is usually worth just 25 cents. But one in flawless condition, with full luster, no contact marks, and sharp design details, is incredibly scarce. Add in the fact that the U.S. Mint didn't produce proof quarters in Philadelphia that year, meaning no special collector's editions were released with the no mint mark, and these high-grade business strike coins become even rarer. Collectors are especially drawn to coins that are not only well preserved but also have strong strikes, meaning the design is sharp and well defined. The rare 1978 quarter that sold for nearly $90,000 had exactly these qualities. No wear, no scratches, full details on Washington's hair, crisp lines on the eagle's feathers. It was truly a gem of American coinage. But how do you know if you have one? Here's what to look for. Check the obverse, front, of the coin. If it says 1978, and there's no mint mark under the date, it was struck in Philadelphia. Examine the condition. Is the coin shiny, uncirculated, and almost flawless to the naked eye? If so, you might be onto something. Look for details. Are all the fine lines, especially in Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers on the reverse, clear and sharp? Consider getting it graded. If you believe your coin is in near mint condition, sending it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC can give you a certified grade. That's the only way to unlock its full market value. Now let's break down the current market value. A worn 1978 no mint mark quarter is worth just face value. $0.25. A lightly circulated example might fetch around $1 to $3 from collectors looking to fill a date. SET.A an uncirculated MS60 to MS64 version can bring between $5 and $40. An MS65 version starts to jump significantly, with values ranging from $80 to $250. An MS66 graded coin could be worth anywhere from $300 to $1,000 depending on eye appeal. But MS67 examples can skyrocket to $5,000 or more, and that top-graded MS68 specimen is what brought in $89,378 at auction, a record-setting price for this date and mint combination. It's important to note that market values change over time. As fewer high-grade coins become available and more collectors search for them, the prices can increase. Additionally, coins that are part of registry sets, collections where collectors try to gather the finest known example of each coin, can go for higher premiums because collectors compete fiercely for the top spot. If you're lucky enough to have a 1978 no mint mark quarter that looks nearly perfect, don't overlook it. It's worth getting evaluated. You never know, you might be holding a five-figure fortune right in the palm of your hand. So, what's the takeaway from today's video? Never underestimate your pocket change. That old quarter from the 70s could be worth far more than 25 cents. The 1978 no mint mark Washington quarter is a perfect example of how condition, rarity, and collector demand can combine to turn a simple coin into a piece of treasure valued at $89,378. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins that could be hiding in plain sight, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a coin worth a fortune. Drop a comment below and let us know, have you checked your change lately? You just might have a treasure waiting to be discovered. Until next time, happy collecting and good luck on your coin hunts. Welcome back to the channel, fellow coin collectors and treasure hunters. Today, we are diving deep into the incredible story of one of the most overlooked but shockingly valuable coins in American coin history, the 1967 no mint mark Washington quarter dollar. That's right, this common-looking quarter, which many people still have lying around in old jars or tucked away in forgotten drawers, could be worth up to a jaw-dropping $67,099 today. You don't want to miss this video because you could be holding a fortune and not even know it. Let's break it down: the history, the key facts, the rare errors, what makes it so valuable, and how to identify the truly rare versions that are bringing in thousands at auction. Let's go. The year is 1967. America is deep in the Vietnam War, civil rights protests are shaking the nation, and the coin world is facing its own crisis, a nationwide coin shortage. Just a few years earlier, the U.S. Mint had removed silver from dimes and quarters starting in 1965 due to rising silver prices and widespread hoarding of older coins. In response to this, from 1965 to 1967, the U.S. Mint made a major change to coin production, They eliminated all mint marks to prevent collectors from hoarding coins by location. That means all Washington quarters from 1967 were struck without any mint mark, no matter where they were minted. These coins were made of a copper-nickel clad composition, weighing 5.67 grams, with a diameter of 24.3 millimeters, and a reeded edge. But don't let their simple appearance fool you. Some of these quarters are hiding extreme rarity and staggering value due to die errors, condition rarity, and historical significance. Most 1967 quarters are worth their face value, just 25 cents. But here's the secret: if your 1967 Washington quarter is in superb condition, especially graded MS-67 or higher, it becomes extremely rare. The reason is simple: most quarters from that year were heavily circulated. Finding one in pristine, untouched mint state condition is almost impossible today. In fact, only a tiny handful have ever been graded MS-68 or better, and those are the coins pulling in massive prices at auctions. One such 1967 quarter, graded MS-68 by PCGS, sold for an astonishing $67,099 at a public auction. That's right, from a 25-cent piece to nearly $70,000. How is that possible? It all comes down to three factors. Number 1, mint state condition. Only coins that were never used, never touched, and stored properly since the day they were made have a chance to reach MS-68 or higher. That means no scratches, no dings, no discoloration. These are known as condition rarities. Common coins in ultra-high quality that suddenly become extremely rare because they're almost impossible to find in that state today. Number 2, full strike and luster. Some 1967 quarters were weakly struck or poorly handled during minting. But a few select examples were struck cleanly with crisp details, including sharp eagle feathers on the reverse and clear George Washington hairlines on the obverse. Combine that with original mint luster, and you've got a coin that collectors will pay a premium for. Number 3, rare errors and varieties. There are also a few known errors on 1967 quarters that make them highly collectible. These include double die obverse and reverse errors, where parts of the design appear double due to a misalignment in the die process. Off-center strikes, where the coin was not properly centered during striking. Clipped planchets, where a small crescent of the coin is missing due to a miscut blank. Struck on wrong planchets, like dimes or foreign coins, which is exceedingly rare. These error coins, especially when paired with high grades, can sell for thousands or tens of thousands of dollars depending on the severity and visibility of the error. So how do you know if your 1967 quarter is one of the rare gems? Step 1. Look at the condition. If it looks brand new, has a mirror-like shine, and no signs of wear, you may have a mint state coin. Step 2. Use a magnifier to examine the details. Look for doubling, off-centering, or any signs of unique striking errors. Step 3. Weigh the coin. The correct weight should be around 5.67 grams. If it's significantly off, you might have a rare planchet error. Step 4. Consider sending it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. A certified grade of MS-67 or MS-68 can turn your quarter into a small fortune. The market demand for high-grade 1967 quarters has exploded in recent years, with collectors competing for the finest known examples. This increased attention has pushed prices to new highs, and coins that might have sat ignored for decades are now catching the eye of serious investors and rare coin dealers. And here's something even crazier. The record-breaking $67,099 sale happened not long ago, and experts believe this coin's value could rise even further as top-grade specimens become scarcer. Every year that passes means fewer untouched 1967 quarters remain, making the survivors even more desirable. So, check your change jars. Search your old rolls. Look in that box of coins passed down from your grandparents. Because hiding in plain sight could be a 1967 no-mint mark Washington quarter worth tens of thousands of dollars. Let's recap. It was struck during a mint mark freeze from 1965 to 1967. It's made of copper nickel clad, not silver. Circulated versions are worth only face value. but high-grade mint state versions, especially those graded MS68 or with rare errors, can bring in up to $67,099 or more. And now it's your turn. Do you have a 1967 quarter in your collection? Have you found any rare errors or high-grade examples? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a video on coins that could make you rich. This has been your guide to one of the most surprising coin treasures in circulation. Until next time, keep collecting, keep searching, and always check your change, because the next coin you find might just change your life. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Welcome back to the channel, coin collectors, treasure hunters, and lovers of rare US currency. Today's video is all about a fascinating and highly valuable coin that might just be sitting in your pocket change right now, the 1984p mint mark Washington $quarter coin. That's right. This humble-looking coin, minted in Philadelphia, could be worth a jaw-dropping $38,288 depending on condition, rarity, and specific errors. Stick around as we take a deep dive into the history, features, errors, grading details, and current market value of this incredible coin. Let's get started. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington, the first President of the United States. Designed by John Flanagan, the coin was intended to be a one-year commemorative issue but became a permanent part of American coinage due to its popularity. The obverse features the bust of George Washington facing left, along with the inscriptions, "Liberty, in God we trust," and the date, 1984. On the reverse side, you'll find a majestic bald eagle with wings spread wide, perched on a bundle of arrows, framed by olive branches symbolizing peace and strength. The inscriptions read, "United States of America, et pluribus unum," and $quarter. Now let's talk about the 1984p mint mark. The P mint mark indicates that this coin was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, which produced 676,545,000 Washington quarters in that year alone. So you may ask, how can a coin with over $500 million mintage possibly be worth tens of thousands of dollars? Great question. The answer lies in condition, rarity, die varieties, and mint errors. The majority of 1984p quarters are still worth face value in circulated condition. However, those that are uncirculated, or graded mint state 67 and above, can command massive premiums at auction. And when you factor in specific minting errors or high-demand varieties, the value can skyrocket. One of the most well-known and valuable aspects of the 1984p quarter is its association with die errors, particularly double dies, off-center strikes, and clipped planchets. Double die obverse errors can result in doubling of the inscriptions or even Washington's profile itself, which is highly sought after by collectors. Another rare anomaly is the missing clad layer error, where part of the outer copper-nickel layer is absent, revealing the inner copper core, a unique look that boosts value considerably. Now let's talk about grading. The condition of a coin plays a critical role in its value. The grading scale runs from poor, P1, all the way up to mint state, MS70. Coins graded MS66 to MS68 are extremely rare for the 1984p Washington quarter. In fact, only a handful of examples have ever been certified at MS68 by major grading services like PCGS and NGC. And here's the exciting part: a 1984p Washington quarter in MS68 condition, with no visible flaws, strong luster, and full strike, sold for an astounding $38,288 at auction. That's right, $38,288 for a 25-cent coin. It's proof that even modern coins can carry extraordinary value when preserved in pristine condition or discovered with unique errors. Let's quickly break down what adds value to the 1984p Washington quarter. Number 1. Mint state grade. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. MS67 and MS68 examples are where the real money is. Number 2. Full strike and luster. Coins that are sharply struck with full details and brilliant luster are rare and bring premiums. Number 3. Error coins. Double die obverse, missing clad layer, off-center strikes, and clipped planchets can multiply the coin's value significantly. Number 4. Certified authentication. Coins certified by PCGS or NGC with high grades or errors fetch top dollar in the coin market. So now you might be wondering, how do I know if I have a valuable 1984 P quarter? Start by checking the obverse side of the coin for the P mint mark, located to the right of Washington's ponytail. Inspect the coin under magnification for signs of doubling on the lettering or portrait. Look at the coin's edges for any missing clad layers, and check if the strike is off-center or appears misaligned. If you suspect you have a high-grade coin, do not clean it. Cleaning can ruin its value. Instead, consider sending it to a professional grading service for authentication. Now let's dive into the current market trends for the 1984 P Washington quarter. In circulated condition, these coins are worth between 25 cents and $1.50, depending on where. In MS-65 condition, the coin might fetch $35 to $60. In MS-66, you could see values over $120. But once you hit MS-67, the price jumps into the $500 to $1,200 range. And as mentioned before, a flawless MS-68 example can bring in over $38,000, as seen in a recent auction result. Collectors and dealers are actively searching for these gems, and coin grading services report that only a limited number of 1984 P quarters have achieved such elite grades. With that in mind, there's never been a better time to search your coin jars, bank rolls, or even pocket change. That unassuming 1984 P quarter could be hiding in plain sight, waiting to change your life. So what's the takeaway? The 1984 P Washington quarter is a powerful reminder that not all treasure is buried. Sometimes it's right in your pocket. A simple coin from over 40 years ago could be your ticket to a payday of tens of thousands of dollars, all because of its condition, rarity, and the fascinating world of coin collecting. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about valuable US coins, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and tap the notification bell so you never miss a chance to find your next treasure. Let me know in the comments if you've come across any rare Washington quarters or if you'd like me to cover a specific year or coin in an upcoming video. Until next time, keep collecting, keep searching, and never underestimate the coins in your change. Welcome back to our channel, where we explore the fascinating world of rare and valuable coins that could be hiding in your pocket change right now. Today, we are diving deep into the history, significance, and astonishing value of a coin that has recently captured the attention of collectors and treasure hunters across the country: the rare and elusive 1988 no mint mark Washington quarter dollar coin, currently valued at a staggering $45,277. That's right, one single quarter from 1988 with no mint mark can now be worth more than a brand new car. So stay tuned, because you won't want to miss a single detail about this amazing find. To understand why this coin is so valuable, we need to start with a little background on the Washington quarter itself. First issued in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth, the Washington quarter was originally meant to be a one-year commemorative issue. However, due to its popularity, it quickly became a permanent part of American coinage. The obverse features the classic portrait of George Washington, designed by sculptor John Flanagan, and has remained largely unchanged for decades. The reverse shows the majestic bald eagle with outstretched wings, holding arrows and olive branches, symbolizing both strength and peace. Now let's zoom in on the 1988 Washington quarter, which at first glance may appear to be just another ordinary coin. However, a very small number of these coins were struck without a mint mark. This is extremely unusual, as quarters produced in Philadelphia typically bear a small P mint mark, while those minted in Denver or San Francisco have a D or S, respectively. The absence of a mint mark on a 1988 quarter means that it somehow escaped the standard quality control process and made it into circulation. That kind of error is incredibly rare, especially on coins minted after the 1970s, when mint marks became standardized and heavily monitored. The mystery of the missing mint mark has puzzled collectors for years. Some experts believe that these era coins were produced during a transitional period in the minting process, where the mint mark punch was either accidentally omitted or worn out. Others speculate that it may have been a mechanical oversight during die preparation. Regardless of the cause, the result is the same: a unique and highly valuable coin that only a handful of lucky people have managed to find. So, how can you tell if you have one of these incredibly rare 1988 no mint mark Washington quarters? First, look at the obverse side of the coin, which is the front side featuring George Washington's profile. Just to the right of Washington's ponytail, near the rim of the coin, there should be a small letter P indicating the coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. If that letter is completely missing, and the coin shows no evidence of tampering or damage, you may be looking at one of the rare no mint mark quarters from 1988. But be careful, there are some things to watch out for. Many coins that appear to be missing a mint mark have actually just been worn down or damaged after years of circulation. What makes a true no mint mark era valuable is that it was struck that way at the mint, not altered afterward. For this reason, authentication by a professional coin grading service is essential. Certified examples of this coin have sold at auction for tens of thousands of dollars, especially when found in high grades with minimal wear and strong details. Speaking of auctions, let's talk about the current market value of this incredible coin. As of today, a verified and professionally graded 1988 no mint mark Washington quarter in pristine condition has fetched a jaw-dropping price of $45,277. That's right, what used to be 25 cents is now a small fortune. Even coins in slightly lower grades, such as AU or MS-60, can still bring in thousands of dollars, making this one of the most sought-after modern-era coins in the collector's market. So why is the value so high? Rarity plays a big role, of course, but there's more to it than that. Coin collectors, also known as numismatists, are always on the lookout for unique minting errors, especially those that are well documented and recognized by grading authorities like PCGS or NGC. A no mint mark error on a modern coin like the 1988 quarter is both unusual and difficult to fake, making it highly desirable. Combine that with strong demand from collectors who want to complete their Washington quarter sets or specialize in era coins, and you have the perfect recipe for a high-value collectible. Now you may be wondering, could there be one of these coins sitting in your change jar, your coin collection, or even forgotten in a drawer somewhere? Absolutely. These coins were released into general circulation before anyone realized the mistake, which means that some of them are still out there, waiting to be discovered by someone like you. All it takes is a careful eye and a bit of luck. So the next time you get change from the store or clean out your piggy bank, take a close look at your quarters, especially those from 1988. Let's take a moment to go over a quick checklist of what to look for. Number 1. Check the date. You want a quarter dated 1988. Number 2. Look for the mint mark area on the obverse side of the coin. That's to the right of Washington's neck, above the word quarter dollar. If there's no mint mark, and the coin looks sharp and untampered with, you may have something special. Number 3. Inspect the coin's overall condition. The higher the grade, the more valuable it could be. And number 4. Consider sending it in for professional grading and authentication. This will confirm its authenticity and help you get top dollar if you decide to sell. Now, before we wrap up, let's take a moment to reflect on just how incredible this coin truly is. In a world where most people don't think twice about a quarter, the 1988 no mint mark Washington quarter reminds us that rare treasures can still be found in the most unexpected places. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or just someone who loves a good mystery, this coin is proof that history, craftsmanship, and a little bit of error can combine to create something truly extraordinary. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video interesting, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update on valuable coins you could find in your own pocket. And as always, if you've ever come across a rare or valuable coin, let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear your story. Until next time, happy hunting and keep checking your change. Who knows, you just might be holding the next big treasure in your hands. Welcome back, coin lovers and treasure hunters. If you're passionate about discovering rare coins hiding in your everyday change, then you've come to the right place. Because today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of a coin that might look ordinary but could actually be worth a small fortune: the 1998 P Mint Mark Washington $quarter coin, with a shocking current market value of $76,377. Yes, you heard that right, over $76,000 for just 25 cents, so buckle up, because we're going to explore everything you need to know about this coin, from its rich history and mintage background, to the rare errors and varieties that make it extremely valuable today. Let's begin with a bit of history. The Washington quarter was first minted in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. It quickly became a staple in American currency and has continued to circulate for nearly a century. The original design featured Washington's profile on the obverse, created by sculptor John Flanagan. The reverse showed a heraldic eagle with outspread wings, perched on a bundle of arrows, surrounded by olive branches symbolizing peace. Fast forward to 1998. This was the last year the original eagle reverse was used before the U.S. Mint introduced the revolutionary 50-state quarters program in 1999, which featured unique reverse designs representing each state. So, the 1998 Washington quarter holds historical significance. It marks the end of an era. That alone adds a layer of collectability for numismatists. Now, let's talk about the P Mint mark. The P stands for the Philadelphia Mint, one of the oldest and most productive mints in the country. In 1998, the Philadelphia Mint struck nearly 896 million Washington quarters. Yes, almost 900 million. With such a high mintage, you might be wondering, how can one of these coins possibly be worth over $76,000? Well, here's where it gets exciting. Despite the massive production, not all 1998 P quarters are created equal. The extremely valuable examples are those that exhibit rare mint errors, exceptional condition, and unique varieties. These are the coins that collectors fight over at auctions and pay thousands, sometimes tens of thousands of dollars, to OW&.SO. What makes a 1998 P Washington quarter worth over $76,000? First up, mint errors. Some of the most valuable 1998 P quarters feature dramatic striking errors such as off-center strikes, where the image is not properly aligned on the coin; double dies, where the coin design is impressed twice, causing a visible doubling of the date, lettering, or other elements; clipped planchets, when part of the metal blank was missing during striking; broad strikes without a collar, resulting in a flattened, spread-out coin. These types of errors are rare and highly sought after by collectors. The more dramatic and visually striking the error, the higher the value. Next, let's talk about grade and condition. In the coin world, the grading scale ranges from poor 1 to mint state 70. A regular 1998 P quarter in circulation might only be worth face value. But if your coin is graded MS67, MS68, or higher, its value can skyrocket. Especially if it's also a full strike with no visible wear, scratches, or blemishes. One particular 1998 P Washington quarter in near-perfect condition with a rare full strike error and exceptional luster was recently auctioned for $76,377. This coin was graded MS68 Plus by a top-tier grading service like PCGS or NGC. Coins in that condition are nearly flawless and extremely difficult to find in circulation. But that's not all. There's another twist. Some 1998 P quarters were accidentally struck on experimental planchets. That means the coin was made using metal compositions not intended for circulation quarters. These errors are extremely rare and can fetch massive premiums. One such coin was misidentified for years before being sold at a major auction, pulling in over $50,000. And that's without a known doubling error or ultra-high grade. So how do you know if you have one of these treasure coins in your pocket? Here's what to look for. Check the mint mark. It should be a crisp and clear P on the obverse, to the right of Washington's ponytail. Examine the surface. Look for strong luster, sharp details, and no visible scratches. A good sign your coin might be mint state. Look for errors, Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to check for doubling on letters or numbers, misaligned strikes, or unusual metal tones. Weight the coin. A standard Washington quarter from 1998 should weigh 5.67 grams. If your coin is lighter or heavier, it might be struck on a different planchet. Get it graded. If you think you have something special, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. A high grade could dramatically increase your coin's value. Now let's get into market trends. Over the last 5 years, the demand for era coins and high-grade modern issues has exploded. Collectors are now paying record-breaking prices for coins that were once overlooked. Social media, YouTube, and online marketplaces like eBay and heritage auctions have helped spread awareness, and prices have gone through the roof. For the 1998 P quarter specifically, high-grade specimens are getting harder to find, especially as more collectors are holding on to them. As of this year, a certified MS-68 1998 P quarter with a dramatic strike-through error sold for $76,377, setting a new record and putting this coin on every collector's radar. So what should you do if you think you have one? Start by checking your change. Look at every 1998 quarter carefully. You could be holding a small fortune without even realizing it. If your coin looks promising, take clear, well-lit photos and reach out to an expert or send it in for grading. To wrap it up, here's a quick summary. The 1998 P Washington quarter is historically significant as the final year of the Eagle reverse design. Though over 896 million were minted, only a tiny fraction are valuable. Coins with rare mint errors, experimental planchets, or high grades like MS-68 Plus can be worth over $76,000. Always inspect your coins carefully, and never assume a modern coin has no value, so next time you get change from the store, don't overlook those shiny quarters. One of them just might be the 1998 P Washington quarter worth a staggering $76,377. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into rare and valuable coins, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a chance to learn about coins that could change your life. Until next time, happy hunting, and may your pockets be filled with hidden treasures. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today, we are diving deep into the fascinating world of rare coins, and not just any coin, but one that could be hiding in your change jar right now. We're talking about the 1980 P Mint Mark Washington $quarter coin, a coin that at first glance might seem like an ordinary quarter but is actually worth a jaw-dropping $69,388 in today's collector's market. Yes, you heard that right, almost $70,000 for just 25 cents. So how did this coin reach such a massive value? What makes it so rare and desirable among collectors? And how can you identify one if you happen to have it lying around? Stick with me to the very end, because we're going to explore its history, production details, errors, grading factors, and market value step by step. Let's get started. First, let's rewind the clock back to 1980, the year this remarkable quarter was minted. The Washington quarter had already been in circulation for nearly 50 years by this time. First introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington, the design by John Flanagan had become a staple of U.S. coinage. It featured a profile of George Washington on the obverse with the word, Liberty, above and the date below, and the reverse had an eagle perched on a bundle of arrows with olive branches underneath. Now, in 1980, the U.S. Mint produced quarters at 3 locations, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Coins minted in Philadelphia carry the P Mint mark, and this was actually the first year that the P Mint mark began appearing on quarters. Prior to 1980, Philadelphia quarters had no mint mark, which makes the 1980 P quarter a historic turning point in U.S. coin minting. That's a key piece of information, so remember it. 1980 was the first time that P Mint mark was used on a quarter. In that year, over 635 million Washington quarters were struck at the Philadelphia Mint. That's a huge number, so you might be wondering, how can a coin with such a high mintage be worth over $69,000? Well, the answer lies not in how many were made, but in the details of condition, rarity, and era varieties. Let's break it down. To begin with, condition is everything when it comes to coin value. The most valuable 1980p Washington quarter ever sold was graded a mint state 67 plus by PCGS, which is almost perfect on the 70-point Sheldon scale. That coin had razor-sharp detail, brilliant luster, and not a single noticeable scratch or imperfection. Because so few coins survive in such pristine condition, collectors are willing to pay big money, sometimes astronomical figures like $69,388, which was the final auction price for the top-graded specimen. Next, let's talk about rarity and era coins. The 1980p Washington quarter is also known to exist in a few rare era varieties that dramatically increase its value. These include double die obverse DDO, where the details on the obverse, such as Liberty or the date, appear double due to a die error during minting. Off-center strikes, where the design is noticeably misaligned, creating a crescent of blank planchet. Clipped planchets, where a section of the coin is missing because of an irregular cut during the planchet preparation. Transitional errors. Extremely rare instances where a coin is accidentally struck on the wrong metal or planchet. Collectors go wild for these errors, especially when paired with a high grade from a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC. If you find a 1980p quarter with one of these errors and it's in excellent condition, you might just be holding a coin worth tens of thousands of dollars. But what about more common coins from this year? Are they worth anything? Yes. Even if your 1980p quarter isn't an era coin or a top-graded specimen, it can still hold value if it's in uncirculated or near-mint condition. For example, a 1980p quarter graded MS65 can sell for between $50 and $100. At MS66, it can command between $150 and $300 depending on market demand. Once you reach MS67 or higher, you're looking at potential auction values in the thousands to tens of thousands. So what should you be looking for if you want to identify one of these ultra-valuable coins? First, flip your coin and look for the P mint mark on the obverse, to the right of Washington's ponytail. That tells you it was minted in Philadelphia. Next, inspect the coin's surface. Look for any doubling of letters or numbers, especially in the words, "Liberty, in God we trust," or the date, 1980. Use a magnifying glass or coin loupe to help with this. Then, check the coin's edges. Is the rim full and even? Are there any planchet clips or signs of off-center striking? These might be subtle, but they can add serious value. And of course, check the coin's overall condition. Are there scratches, dings, or dull areas? Or is the surface bright and clean with sharp detail? If your coin looks perfect to the naked eye, it's definitely worth a closer look, and maybe a submission to a professional grading service. Now let's talk about the current market value. As of today, the 1980p Washington quarter in top condition, specifically MS67 Plus with no flaws, has fetched a verified auction price of $69,388. That sale shocked the numismatic world and pushed many collectors to start re-examining their pocket change. While that price is at the absolute high end of the scale, even moderately well-preserved examples can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. If you think you might have a valuable coin, the best step is to have it professionally graded. This adds legitimacy to your coin and allows you to sell it with confidence. Major grading services like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, and NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Company, are recognized by buyers worldwide and can help you get top dollar if you choose to sell. To recap, here are the main reasons the 1980p Washington quarter can be worth up to $69,388. It was the first year the P mint mark appeared on the Washington quarter. Extremely high grades, MS67 or above, are very rare and valuable. Rare error types such as DDOs, off-center strikes, and clipped planchets increase value. Verified auction sales have already proven collectors are willing to pay huge amounts. So the next time you come across a 1980p quarter, don't just toss it in your change jar. Give it a close inspection. You never know, you might be holding a small fortune in your hand. That wraps up today's deep dive into the 1980p Washington quarter dollar coin. If you found this video informative or entertaining, be sure to give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and ring the notification bell so you never miss another rare coin spotlight. Share this video with your friends and family. Who knows, someone you know might be sitting on a $69,388 quarter right now. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy coin hunting!